Tom Kraft, along with the number one quarterback for the Tigers, Nicholas King, it mentions to be the most reliable on the football team. He'll go the opposite way. The pass is caught, reaching to the end zone, but just about a bit short is Alejandro Marenco. He's down inside the 5, taken out of bounds at the 2.
You got to like that play. The post to the outside. One of the most toughest passes to throw. Nicholas King standing tall in the...
Just a floater right there to the far corner. Unfortunately, Alejandro Marenco couldn't finish the play.
And as you like to say, right in the breadbasket, man.
Right in the breadbasket. Boy, was that a great throw by King, who's taking the pistol set, runs to the outside, and he'll easily sashay his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Nicholas King has his 4th rushing score this season.
Wow, Nicholas King doing nothing fancy, just following his blockers, being patient, acting like a running back right there.
Yeah, it's a clinic for Nicholas King on the ground, who had 3 rushing first downs, 2 of which were on that drive, and capped it off with a 1-yard touchdown run. Make it his 4th. And a man who runs a 4.9 in the 40-yard dash, which is running back type numbers here at the junior college ranks. He's in from a yard out.
The athlete has totally changed the way football is played at the quarterback position.
Absolutely.
If you've got speed and you could throw the ball, you could find yourself playing at one of these junior colleges or even at the higher levels.
Well, Nicholas King I'm speaking of is an anomaly, as there are not many guys that can run with his ability. It's not the 4.9 speed, but it's his ability to make men miss, as he was able to cut off of a dime to reach the end zone there from a yard out.
Yeah, I would say that's a skill. It's not something a talent, I would say.
Yeah.
Not actually a skill, because some of these guys just have this natural ability to know how to shift their body left and right.
Yeah.
It's like a rhythm, I would say. It's almost like playing an instrument, and they use their body as a tool to get them to the end zone.
Boy, Dan Gattino, the professor that he is, my goodness. Well, if you can explain a 1-yard touchdown run like that, then can you also explain why in the world Riverside lost to Grossmont earlier on this year?
I could.
Yes. We'll hear Professor Dan after this play as Justin Martin returns to the 18-yard line. Of course, Riverside started the year as the number 1 ranked ball club in California, ended up losing in a Week 3 ball game against an unranked Grossmont ball club, and ever since they have not looked back. That loss is so far in the rearview mirror, Dan, that they can't even see the license plate of Grossmont College.
And it doesn't matter. I could explain and give you a bunch of excuses, but that's what they are. They're just excuses. I mean, it was a 1 o'clock game, had to travel all the way to San Diego, which is tough. And then
the Tigers always struggle early on the year, and don't forget their road woes. They nearly lost one against Saddleback the week earlier. A 4-wide set for Cutbirth to start the drive, who hands off up the middle as Emmanuel Pooler will reach his way out to around the 30-yard line. Emmanuel Pooler was, for a little while, the number 1 heralded high school running back. He recently received interest from Kansas State. No scholarship offers yet, but has ran for 250 yards throughout the season for Citrus College, which does lead the ball club. 250, you may think of that as not a lot, but when a team like Citrus College passes the ball 69% of the time for Larry Cutbirth, those running backs get very little touches. Emmanuel Pooler still into the game. Make it a 2nd and short. He'll get the call, and he'll scurry his way, zigzag to around the 31, and that will be a 1-yard pickup. Now make it 2nd and 9.
That defensive front right there, being very patient, understanding that the read option could change the play instantly. You could go, the quarterback could keep it, or the running back's going to take it right there. Understanding that they have to be patient, staying in their lanes, and then as soon as they see that running back, boom, those lanes get clogged up.
That read option has been extremely effective for Citrus College, who is tied at 7, 9:18 to go here in the first half. Owls from their own 31, cornerback blitz, cut a bootleg, and Cutbirth is able to wing it complete. Now, at the last moment, the referees do call it incomplete. Errol Romney, the intended target, and a squad of backup Riverside Tigers defensively is hooting and hollering down there on the field. They force another incompletion, make it a 3rd and 9.
Cutbirth to Romney right there. Romney didn't keep possession of the ball, sort of bobbled it in there for the side judge. Call that one incomplete.
Well, Errol Romney, the redshirt sophomore out of Monterey Park, came into the game with 42 catches, yet only has 1 on 4 targets today, as a band of brothers, if you will, Dahone Wise and Cortland Fort, both of them backups starting their very first game here for the Tigers, have been able to shut down one of the top receiving corps in the National Central Conference. It has been impressive. 3rd down and 9. Back to throw. Cupworth looking right. Pass rush coming, and down he goes. Swallowed up behind the line, making a loss of 5 as Jeremiah Mitchell got him, and now to lead to a 4th down. Sack number 3 today, and Jeremiah Mitchell, for a man who is committed to Marshall but on his way to Oregon perhaps, that'll be sack number 4 for the sophomore defensive lineman.
Boy, this front four, without the help of a blitzing linebacking core, can still get it done. And that's one of the best weapons to have, is a defensive front that can help out your linebackers and, most importantly, help out those defensive backs.
Yeah, those 3 sacks have made this cornerback class look like the next runners-up of the Legion of Boom. It has been nothing short of a dominant effort for the Tigers defensively outside of the Citrus College score. It's been 2 consecutive punts by the Owls, and this one will land at the 21-yard line, making a punt of 55 for a man who's had a very solid game today, Ryosuke Machida, the 5'7" kicker out of Nagayashi, Japan.
Wow.
And he's coming all the way over here to kick footballs for Citrus College. He will be back next season, and hopefully Citrus College will bring him a much better year than a 3-6 campaign.
He's got to be a soccer player, right?
He's got to be. Do we have a story on that? I think we do. Both of these kickers, former soccer stars, if you will. Jimmy Camacho named the goalie of the year in high school out of Los Angeles.
That's interesting right there.
In the area of L.A., and outside of that missed field goal, he has been next to perfect, 80% on field goal tries this year, and almost dead accurate outside of that last miss. Until then, it was Jimmy Camacho who was a combined 16 of 16 from field goals that were shorter than 43.
Just showing how hard he works. I mean, he told us in one of his post-game interviews that he lives in that weight room.
That's right.
He's out. He's in there studying.
I always wonder, though, how you can work out like one leg like that. I mean,
oh, God.
Boy, are we doing squats with the right leg, or what's the deal there? 7:42 to go. 7-7 our score. King botched the snap, and it's recovered by Denzel Foster. That'll be a loss of 12 yards. Make it 13, in fact. And now the Tigers face a 3rd down and 23 from their own 9.
Just when I was about to say RCC has finally settled down after a shaky first quarter, another mistake pops up, a fumble there. Bad snap.
Well, it's part of that patchwork offensive line. It was a bad snap over the head of Nicholas King. 3rd down and 23 from their own 9, and what's the play call?
Well, right now I've got to go conservative. I'm going to play a game of field position. I'm going with the screen. Or what's going on? Well, that was kind of shaky right there. A bunch of substituting, and during the
referees
set play,
do have to reset the play clock as the Tigers were all set to go, yet they didn't put it past 25. On 3rd and 22, do you elect to go for the deep ball, as you did complete a 28-yarder earlier on last drive to Alejandro Marenko, which led to the touchdown?
That is a possibility. I mean, Isaac Whitney is lined up to the near side here at wide receiver. So
no catches for him today.
Yeah, and why not? I mean, but what I do see is a double safety set on defense for Citrus, so I would say a screen right here.
A nickel package, handoff onto the lay. There goes Foster. 10 outside the numbers, 15-20. A convoy in front to the 30, and he's tripped up at around the 31-yard line. The first down make was the 32, but they will say that he stepped out of bounds all the way at the 28. So a 3rd and 23 turns into a 4th and 4. Phenomenal 18-yard run by the JW North product, Denzel Foster.
Great effort right there, and that's how he gets all his yards. I mean, a guy with, again, only 5 touchdowns in the year, but almost 200 yards away from 1,000. Decent.
Well, he played with a better offensive line and quarterback talent-wise last year, but this is a ball club that is oh so tenacious, and they are letting Denzel Foster go back to work as Martin fumbled the football on the punt return, and they will say that the Tigers hopped on top of it. Well, the referee will decide to change his call. No, it is the Tigers football. Justin Martin coughs up the ball for the first time all season, and what a time to do it as he was standing inside his own 30. It'll be a turnover, number 2, forced for the Tigers.
Citrus is playing for nothing. We know that.
Yeah. You can't afford stuff like that.
You can't. I mean, this is a game that's all about pride tonight. It could be the last time you strap on those shoulder pads and that helmet, and for you to cause mistakes for yourself, it's got to burn.
Well, what's amazing is that the Tigers, sprinting on the field, hooting and hauling during pregame warm-ups, they are acting like the ball club that is playing for nothing. Meanwhile, Citrus College, nervous, 2 straight turnovers following a 7-0 lead. They look like a team that frankly, is in the Tigers' position.
Right.
I have no idea why they're so nervous tonight. Handoff goes to Denzel Foster for a gain of 4. And for a little while, Dan, you were talking about how Citrus College was within 1 point last year, and it could be the same story this year. But now we are beginning to see why the Riverside Tigers, unlike last season, are just a much more mature ball club and are in a better position than last season to win a state championship.
Maturity could be described like this. Are you scoring after turnovers? Are you creating for yourself after somebody has given you the ball?
How about red zone?
That's 7 of 7 last week and over 80% in the year.
Handoff goes to Foster, who will zigzag his way across the 20 and scurry his way out to around the 18-yard line. Crawls ahead for a gain of 5, making it 3rd and 2.
Most likely, Tom Kraft and the offensive coordinator would elect to go with a power package here, some sort of a run with Denzel Foster being a 3rd and short now.
Well, out of the game for the Tigers is number 44, McKinney Manu, the fullback. And in is that speed package that we're looking for. It is a 3rd and 2. The Tigers, a run-first ball club, are going with a 4-wide set. First down, make the 15. Play clock is down to 6, down to 5. Foster flanks the quarterback, and King will take the snap. Handoff goes to Foster, who will bully his way out to the 20, out to the 15-yard line. My apologies. It'll be just a whisker short of the first down. Foster able to crawl ahead for 2, maybe 3. And what's the play call here on a 4th and 1?
Well, in this type of a situation, you've got the National Conference locked up. I like to see some points on the board. I'm going with 3.
And would like to see Camacho resurrect his missed field goal.
Could it have been the wind earlier that caused Camacho to miss that?
About a 10-yard wind from the west. Snap ball down. Kicked by Camacho on the way. It's drifting and just squeaks across that left upright. He was wide left from 39 last time. He'll make it from 34. And the Tigers, following a 7-0 deficit, have gone on a 10-0 run and lead with 4:15 to go before the break.
Points off turnovers. We'll take that any day, any time.
Well, the Tigers were an absolute mess defensively last year against Citrus College, giving up 50 points. Cuthbert threw 6 passing touchdowns. You mentioned that was a Citrus College record. Well, they still ended up losing the game, did the Owls, by 1. Your thoughts about last year's team and now this year's ball club that lead by 3?
Well, this year's ball club, we could say defense wins championships because 51 points, we would have never seen that this year. This is a defense that will swallow you up. It's constantly causing turnovers like we've already seen tonight. Ray Ford with an interception, a muffed punt right there recovered by RCC. So, hey, it's a team that's totally complete, it seems like, compared to last year.
I would say, and I think I'm not the only one that can make this argument, last year's Tigers had potentially 10 times more talent than what this year's ball club does. But they have a more complete team and a more championship-ready team when it comes to their emotion and off-the-field behavior. No incidents there for the Tigers, who lead 10-7 here with 4:15 to go. Martin outside the 20 will squirm his way out to the 25. A shifty Justin Martin, who only stands at 5'7", but has made a monster impact on Citrus College this year. 3 return touchdowns for the sophomore here in 2014.
That's speedster. I mean, the guy, the way he moves his feet,
can you teach
it's sort
that?
of cartoonish.
So. It is. Video game type numbers for Justin Martin this year, who is only 5'8" out of Norco High School. We all know about that. Norco High School will take on St. John Bosco next year in round 2 of the Pac-5 Division playoffs. 4:10 to go. Tigers lead by 3. Cuthbert guns it to the far side, has his man. That'll be the second catch a day for Alex Johns Moore, and he's out to around the 30, make it a gain of 4.
I would like to see Citrus and Cuthbert take a lot more shots down the field, cause some points for themselves.
Citrus College is looking to score right before the half. They trail 10-7, 3:45 to go.